This one study shows doorbell surveillance cameras lowered burglaries in a neighborhood by 50%.
So doorbells are becoming reliable crime-fighting tools as they become more popular with homeowners and police.
13 News Now anchor Janet Rose shows us how they're helping one Norfolk neighborhood feel much safer.
From the moment I step onto this porch, everything I do is being recorded.
Hi, Dee Dee?
Yes, hi.
And the homeowner, Dee Dee Fotai,
Oh, okay.
10 miles away, can see, hear,
On your porch.
and talk to me through the Doorbell app on her phone.
How are you? I'm doing well, thank you.
She is part of the thousands who are making their lives just a little bit safer by installing doorbells that double as surveillance cameras with a recording activated by motion, catching possible suspicious activity in the act.
There was some suspicious activity in the front street of where you're located right there.
And since Fotai was at home at the time, she took out her cell phone.
I saw a vehicle that pulled up with a gentleman in it and a female running.
And then started recording the SUV moving slowly up the street, making a U-turn. A little odd.
And I was able to capture the license plate number, and I held on to the video.
A good move because her app has a feature by which others in the community with the same model doorbell can post suspicious video their doorbells catch. A few weeks later, Fotai saw something familiar.
Somebody had posted a video whereby there was a gentleman stealing packages. It was the same vehicle, it was the same gentleman, same clothes, same shoes, same everything.
She notified police and gave them her cell phone video.
I believe they apprehended the individuals.
And this is the video captured by her next door neighbor's doorbell cam. A thief stealing a package in broad daylight. The homeowner speaks to us through the bell.
Really helpful to be able to see what happened.
Very clear cameras.
Bottom line, police love the extra electronic eyes keeping watch.
It helps tremendously through any kind of crime, whether it's a larceny, a burglary, a tampering with vehicle, or even a theft of or in a vehicle. It helps tremendously with being able to see the offender or track where the offender went.
We got together with other neighbors and we started looking out for one another.
So the package that was delivered to Fotai's house while I was there will be held by her neighbor until she gets home.
So we just kind of network to keep our area safe.
Janet Roach, 13 News Now.